ISUPK. Oh, and West. Babylon is falling to rise no more again. Babylon is falling. Freedom is here, my friend, not just part of the nation. Yeah, our shine never come bring peace, him start of the vision. Now put your trust in the riches and wealth, guns are ammunition. But just the last statutes and commandments, we make the decision to keep them with precision. I just part of the nation. Daniel get a vision, him see the black Christ, it wasn't a white depiction. No allegiance to Rome nor its regions, come out them religion if you want be a free man. Cause the deacons them full of demons, same situation with Rasta with Islam. Holy beacon of hope for your lean and I.S.U.P.K and the General YAHANNA. Every fowl of the ear, every beast of the field, every creeping thing we creep on land, every mouth of the clear, loud and clear. Yeah, our shy Mashiach is a black man who have fear, let him hear. Time to prepare, spiritually separate from Babylon. We no weak, we no fear, we no tear. Bun Saddam, my bun Batman are just part of the nation. Yeah, our shy never come bring peace, in start of the vision. Now put your trust in the riches and wealth, guns are ammunition. I just the last statutes and commandments, we make the decision to keep them with precision. Just part of the nation, send evils and curses on the horse sitting on the beast and all churches. America fall, them deserve it. Rome get defeat, history repeat, I know the first thing. Hey, 400 years they work with, then desert with, then turn round and call we worthless. But now the COVID lurking, them hurting, and then the doctors and nurses. Hey, one day the building have to turn after the long journey. No care much money you a earn if you still want Babylon burn. One day the building have to turn after the long journey. No care much money you a earn. Hey, I just part of the mission. Yeah, our shine never come bring peace, in start of the vision. No put your trust in the riches and wealth, guns are ammunition. I just the last statutes and commandments, we make the decision to keep them with precision. I just part of the mission.
Get ready for an unforgettable experience at the Midwest Fire Weekend from August the 1st to the 4th. Join us as we bring together all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians under one banner for 4 days of powerful brotherhood and sisterhood.
I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived, they don't know how I did it.
Day 1 kicks off with the Round Table of Truth podcast featuring Captain of 13,000 Mauquai. Also, we will be having a breakfast and sip event at 12355 Gratiot Avenue, Detroit, Michigan. Then, we will be having scripture breakdown with none other than 12 Shield General Muhammad from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Then later, we will be having game night. On August the 2nd, we will be having a street teaching and a food and clothing giveaway at the Detroit Transit Center from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Then you could join 13 Shield Commanding General YAHANNA for a powerful discussion. Are demons real and are they among them? From 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. After that, we will be having late night activities at our bar on 21530 Gratiot Avenue. On August the 3rd, we will be visiting the Charles H. Wright Museum from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. And join us at the Action Impact Gun Range from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. We having an album release party at Flood Bar and Grill for none other than Captain of 13,000 of Clyde Abaraya. Then, last but not least, we will be having the 7th annual Midwest Barbecue at Chandler Park from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. This is not like any other barbecue you ever been to. Bring your children, bring your family and friends. It's free food and it's a safe environment.
It's from England. What is it?
Also, get you a room at our hotel for special rates. Book now for a comfortable stay close to all of the action.
Purchase your tracks today.
Support the Midwest Fire Weekend by donating to our GoFundMe. Visit the GoFundMe link in the description or scan the QR code to make a difference.
Boston, it made niggas regroup. Had to shed light on the false image. I.S.U.P.K whole court. Now who the fuck won scrimmage to?
We're getting ready to have a Midwest Fire Weekend.
The I.S.U.P.K Chicago coming at you once again to let you know about the Midwest Fire Weekend.
Came to speak to you about some events we're having in Detroit, Michigan. Fire Weekend, Thursday, August 1st to Sunday, August 4th.
Inviting all single blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians to our Midwest Fire Weekend.
And you know what it is. It's that time of the year again. It's the Midwest Fire Weekend, hosted by Captain 13,000 Marquardt. August 1st through the 4th.
Real I.S.U.P.K Kentucky here to invite every so-called black, Hispanic, and North American Indian to the Midwest Fire Weekend, Detroit, Michigan, August 1st through the 4th.
Tune into the Midwest Fire Weekend from August 1st to the 4th.
Don't miss out on this incredible event. Join us for the Midwest Fire Weekend from August the 1st to the 4th. Visit www.isupk.com or scan the QR code for more information.
Hey, Shalom, Yahweh Bashem, Shabrakatham to all the brothers, Yahweh Shemar, Lathan Bashem, Yahweh Shai to all the sisters. I'm Priest and Officer 500 Barak Yalla with the I.S.U.P.K, which stands for the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General YAHANNA, you understand? And ever since 1969, we've been teaching the truth about the Bible, about your history, you understand? We'll be teaching you that the people they talk about in the Bible, you understand, the people who the so-called Jewish man claims to be descending from, you are those people. You are the true biblical Jews of antiquity. You are the Israelites. The 12 tribes are not lost. They're right here. You understand? They're probably spiritually lost, but they're right here, alive and well. Those people are known as the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. And this is what you learn in the I.S.U.P.K, the truth. We have the universal and practical knowledge that you will never get in school, that you will never get in any university, college, churches, mosques, Buddhist temple, whatsoever, right? And it's important to be in those classes that we teach from Monday to Friday. It's important to be in those classes because you will learn what you will not learn anywhere else. That universal and practical knowledge that only the I.S.U.P.K has. The Water Commanding General YAHANNA, you understand, bro? You understand? And the topic of the class today is, should the oppressed trust its oppressor? Why is it the topic of the class today? Why should we have to reiterate it damn near every day, every week, every year? Because right now, whether it's in Europe or in America, we're in election time, you understand? People are choosing a side again. But the problem is that they're trying to choose a side in a system that is only thriving off of the oppression of our people. So the question is, why would the oppressed feel the need to pick a side in a system that is only thriving off of their oppression? whether you want to choose the Republicans, the Democrats, the left or the right, as they call it, right? The left wings, the right wing in France, in the UK, in Canada. What makes you think that your choice matters? Like, at the end of the day, all you would be doing is just, maybe you just probably choosing the lesser of two evils, which is evil nonetheless. Whoever you vote for, whoever you choose to pick, not only is not going to fix anything in your community, it's not going to give the land back to the natives, it's not going to get rid of the drugs in your neighborhoods, but it's a sin. And it's forbidden for us to pick a side whatsoever. And unfortunately, because of the indoctrination of our oppressor, right, we think that the Bible is a white man's book, it's a religious book, it's just Christian dogma. When you actually get into it, the Bible is our historical record. It's a moral code. It's our constitution for a specific people only, who again are the Israelites, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, and nobody else. And you only believe otherwise because of the indoctrination of your oppressor. And if you had this knowledge that the Bible belongs to you, you understand, you would know not to vote. You would know not to pick a side. You would know not to run for mayor. You would know not to run for president, prime minister, governor, whatever the case is, in a system that, again, thrives off of your oppression. Because what makes you think that, for argument's sake, right, let's say a brother or sister gets to be mayor, president, governor, whatever position they have in the politics, right? What makes you think that the oppressor who set up that system, that oppressive system, will let you do anything good for your people? What makes you think that you're going to be able to, like they say, make a change from the inside? What makes you think that? If the system thrives off of your oppression, why would they let you, stop them from oppressing your people, basically, right? How does that even make sense? The thing is that you don't have the knowledge that you should not even try to integrate in the system. You should not even try to be part of the destruction of your people. That's it. And just like most of the time, we're going to give you some basics that you should know, that this is the knowledge that you need. The knowledge you need is that you are the people of the book they call the Bible, that this is your constitution. This is the code that you have to abide by, not whatever they tell you in the world, not whatever they tell you in society. You understand? In society, what do they tell you? They tell you you have the right to vote. Vote for what? Vote for who? You're going to be able to make a change. If you don't vote, you have to be accountable for a lack of, you can't complain if you don't get the change that you're seeking. What change? When has voting ever helped our communities, wherever we are? Last time I checked, all the so-called French Benjamite or French West Indians people who vote, they're still getting their land stolen in Martinique and Guadeloupe and French Guyana. Nobody's cleaning up Martinique and Guadeloupe. We have the highest rate of prostate cancer in the world because we've been poisoned with chloroquine willingly by the French. Last time I checked, all the so-called Native Americans, when they vote in Canada or in the US, they're still getting no land back. And whenever they ask for clean water on the reserves, they don't even get one raindrop of it. Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada, campaigned and said when he gets elected in 2017, he'll provide clean water for the natives. We're in 2024, 7 years later, not one drop of water has been provided to the reserves. So when has voting ever helped us? When has endorsing our oppressor ever helped us? Tonight you're going to learn the reason why you have to separate from your oppressor. We're gonna attempt breaking that vicious cycle of we're gonna attempt to cure your Stockholm syndrome tonight. just like every other night. You understand? And we're live on ISUPK Montreal and Toronto on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, and ISUPK Montreal on TikTok as well. Anyone who has any questions, comments, feel free to put them in the chat, right? And we'll address them. But let's start with the basics so you can understand that there's a reason why you're in this condition that you're in right now. I might have to bring this precept in here every single class because it's like you talk to kids. Kids don't understand, they don't listen. So you have to repeat yourself over and over again so they could finally get it until they get it. Especially when the kid is stubborn. And guess what? Our people are stubborn. It's biblical. Our people reject the most simple thing, which is their true identity. They'd rather be everything else but the chosen people of God. They'd rather be everything else but the only people who actually matters on the face of the earth. You'd rather be at the bottom of the barrel than be at the top and better than everyone else. That's what, besides the indoctrination, this is how bad you were beating, because it's not just having you convert to Christianity. Imagine 400 years of getting branded like a cattle, of getting sexually assaulted, the men, the women, the children. We're being so bad that, which is something that really, personally, it really pisses me off, the fact that we've been beaten so bad that a lot of us lose the will to fight. It's not that we don't want to. We literally lose the will to fight. So we just let shit happen. We just let us be Christians. Let us try to fight Christianity by converting to Islam, Rastafarianism, or whatever nonsense. Because a lot of us lost the will to fight. They don't know how to fight anymore. They lost it. And I seen a class. It wasn't really a class. It was a tape of Angry Black Men Media hosted by Captain Sakwa, right? Even a lot of the movements, like the Black Panther movement and all the movements that were that came about around the 1920s and so on and so forth till like the 1960s, quote unquote revolutionary pro-Black movements, they were not in the truth. They didn't have the right way. Maybe they had the right spirit behind it, just like Malcolm X. You know, I'm not gonna say he did the right thing by converting to Islam, but he did, just like a lot of brothers who convert to Islam. And I grew up as a Rastafarian. You understand? We have an understanding that we're just trying to go against the white supremacy of Christianity, but we're not doing it the right way. Rejecting the Bible is not the right way. The Bible is the knowledge that we need. It's our knowledge. It's our guidelines. You understand? I want to say shalom to the chat. Shalom, Passion. I.S.U.P.K Toronto. I see Yam Yama. Yabashish Rakatham. Yawashamala. Than Bashim. Yawashai. Whatever for tuning in. But let's get into some precepts about the knowledge that you reject. And this is the reason why our protector, our father, is rejecting us the same way. Hey, shalom, Takan. This is Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. This is why you're destroyed right now. So destroyed so bad that you think you have a chance in your oppressor's kingdom. You think you can make a change from the inside. This is how bad you're destroyed. You're so destroyed that you became delusional, thinking, well, if I vote, I have a say in what's going to happen, when really you don't. You don't. If you vote as a so-called Black, Latino, Native American, Indian, you I think that's the correct English word. You exert your right, I guess, to show how much of a good slave you are. That's it. Like, which master should I choose? You understand? And in any political system is the same. When they want to talk about the ego, for example, right? Because we're talking about America or Canada, whatever the case is. There's two sides, which are two wings. There's the left wing and the right wing. But there are two wings on the same bird. And you're so destroyed that you can't even realize that. That's how bad you're destroyed. You can't realize that whatever sides you're picking, it's the same system. It's the same entity. You understand? Nothing is going to change. Whether you vote for Biden, for Trump, in France, they got Marine Le Pen, who's extremely racist. She's openly racist. There's Macron, who's an idiot. In Canada, they got Justin Trudeau, who's one of the biggest drug dealers, right? And whoever's going to run up against him because nobody likes him. All he did was saying, listen, I legalized weed, and then everybody voted for Trudeau. That's it. Nobody voted for Justin Trudeau because he brought up a false promise of giving clean water to the natives. No, he said, I'm going to legalize weed nationwide. All the drug addicts went to vote. I'm telling you, all the drug addicts went to vote that day because he said he would legalize weed. That's what happened. And you're so destroyed that he's giving you more tools to destroy yourself, this time legally, because you don't have the knowledge that you should not smoke weed. You should not vote for anyone, especially not for an oppressor. And I'm going to show you that. You understand? But again, Hosea chapter 4, verse 6 says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge because thou hast rejected the knowledge. What knowledge? That you reject that the Bible is not a white man's book. It belongs to you. That so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native are one and same people. You reject the knowledge on all levels. That we need to love, that the simple fact that to turn the other cheek doesn't mean forgive and forget what happened since 1492. Turn the other cheek meaning my block has a beef with the next block and we're all brothers. Listen, I'm going to give him a chance. I'm going to give him a chance. The Bible says, well, forgive a brother 70 times 7. Listen, you bump into me, we have an argument. The next day, I'm not going to look at you sideways. I'm going to forgive you, my brother. Listen. I'm not going to try and take your head off. But here's the problem. That mindset that you have to forgive your enemy, you think you have to forgive white people. And listen, I'm going to show you how much of a good slave you are, right? Because when it comes to forgiving your enemy, you have no issues forgiving white people. When it comes to forgiving your enemy and your enemy is a brother, it's never going to happen. You can't prove me wrong. You can't say that I'm lying when I'm saying that. Where's the proof? Ask a Christian if God loves everybody. Let's talk about how segregation is actually good. It was actually good. People are gonna try to fight you, say, no, we need to love white people. What about white people? It's always about white people. They don't give a damn about the other nations, really. It's always about white people. And then talk about black issues, and what they're gonna say, well, we need to stop calling ourselves niggas, and niggas do this, niggas sell drugs, and they're criminals. They don't want to address on the issue where, why are we criminals? Why are our sisters prostitutes? Why are we drug addicts? It's the fault of the people you decide to love. It's the fault of the people you want to forgive. Hey, Shalom, Mia. La classe en anglais, mais si tu as des questions, n'hésite pas à les poser en français pareillement. You understand? This is the problem right here. We're so destroyed for lack of knowledge, not knowing that the people that we have to forgive is ourselves. It's our people. Listen, I'm not saying it's an easy thing to do. It's an easy pill to swallow. Listen, Mexicans and Salvadorians hate each other for a football game. Up to this day, a lot of them don't even know why they hate each other. They say Salvadorians, they hate Mexicans and vice versa for a football game. Haitians and Dominicans despise each other because of the French and the Spanish. But they're not going to go back as far as, yeah, this is the reason why we hate each other. They're just going to say, well, Dominicans hate us, and the Dominicans are going to say, yeah, Haitians are this and that, not knowing that we've been at each other's throat because of our oppressor. Don't you know that there were laws put in place by the Spanish crown to divide so-called blacks, Latinos, and natives? Which come to the point that, again, whether you like it or not, it doesn't matter how much love you have for them. It's always going to be our oppressor's fault. It's not a personal opinion. That's historically speaking. But let's keep on reading. Let me not be too long-winded, right? Quebec said, and India versus Pakistan. Listen, whatever India and the Indians and the Pakistanis have against each other, that's their business. I don't care about nobody but my people only. If they have an issue they need to address together, let them address the issue. Let them rip each other's head off, or let them make peace and give each other hugs and kisses. I couldn't care less about the East Indians and the Pakistanis. Guess what? The East Indians are oppressing my people in America, in the UK, in Canada, and don't let me start about the West Indies. Let's keep reading. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected the knowledge. Again, that knowledge is the Bible, that you're the chosen people of God, that you need to forgive each other. You can't unalive each other like that. You can't choose a people to lead you that is not of your people. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Listen, God is not protecting us. The God of the Bible that freed us from the Egyptians, the Assyrians, the Greeks, the Romans, the one who watches over us, the one who covers us with his spirit, with his protection. He said, you know what? You're rejecting me. I'm going to reject you. Listen, you don't want to listen to your parents. They say, yeah, Lord be with you. Do you know how many times personally my dad say, listen, you don't want to listen to me? No sweat. You're going to see for yourself. That's what God has been telling us the whole time. You're going to see that the reason why we went into captivity multiple times, because we just are hard-headed people that refuse to listen to the Most High. That's it. It's not even rocket science. Even before I get into the other precept, even when the Arabs, right, were spreading their kingdom and spreading Islam, right, they were conquering the Byzantine Empire, which we ruled. The black people who became Christian in the Byzantine Empire, which were us, said to themselves, listen, the only reason why they're taken over, because God is not with us. They know. Of course, they were not in the truth, but they knew God was not with them. And that's why what happened. You understand? Now, let me show you where you're not supposed to choose a people. Let me show you the knowledge that you're lacking, that you're rejecting, which is not choosing a people to rule over you. And as a matter of fact, the only reason why you want a people to rule over you in the first place is because it's the same reason you keep sinning. You look left, you look right, you see the nations doing whatever the hell they do, and like, you know what? That can't be too bad. Why shouldn't we try for ourselves? And this is the reason why you keep sinning, because you're watching the nations and be like, listen, the East Indians, they smoke weed, they have dreads. Maybe we should try and do the same and connect to God, a higher power. You should never, ever, listen, if you already smoke weed, put the blunt down, stop smoking. If you're not, don't even try it. It's that simple. Because why? We should not follow after any other nation. You should not. Because listen, you follow a nation, their custom, you're going to give up your customs, your culture, just to follow another nation. That's what's going to happen. Right? Before I get into the precept, Quebec said, de curiosité, tu penses quoi de l'Israël? He said, by curiosity, what do you think of Israel? So I understand that people think the people over there oppressing the Palestinians, they live in what is called Israel. That's not Israel. That's like, you see the crust of the pizza is basically compared to the crust of a slice of a pizza. Yeah, that's nothing. That's not our land. Our land is bigger than that. Then again, what do I think about those people? Those people are imposters and bastards, literally. Those people are imposters, they're bastards. Ce sont des imposteurs qui ont usurpé l'identité des vrais juifs. They're imposters who stole the real Jews' identity. That's what they are. And the Bible said they will be exterminated. Those are not my words. It's not my opinion. I couldn't care less. Listen, leave my people alone. Then again, the Bible says, listen, what goes around comes back around. I'm just paraphrasing. We're going to get to that. But now let me show you some of the knowledge that you lack and that you reject because you love your oppressor so much. This is Deuteronomy 17 and 14. For those who want to see what I'm sharing on the screen, go on the YouTube or Facebook page. When thou art come into the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee, and shalt possess it, and shalt dwell therein, and shalt say, I will set a king over me, like as all the nations that are about me. When we went into the land that God gave us to possess, to dwell in, we were still observing the nations around us, which we should have never have done in the first place. And it's like, you know what? They have a king over them. They have a mayor. They have a governor. They have a ruler. We want one too. And just like any kid that harasses their parents for a video game, an Xbox, at some point, you're going to say, you know what? I'm going to get you the Xbox. I'm going to get you the PS5. Just shut your mouth. I'll get it to you. The Lord suffered us, and he let us have a ruler over us because we were petty kids, right? Verse 15 gives you the criteria of the ruler that should be over you, though, which you don't respect to this day. Deuteronomy 17 and 15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. So first of all, the ruler that we would have over us, he has to be chosen by the Most High. So even if it's a brother, like any president in Haiti ruling over you, even if it's a brother, or listen, even if it's a brother that gets elected mayor of the community or the community council, whatever the case is, if God didn't choose that brother, he should not be ruling over you. Which tells you what? You should not listen to any of those pastors. Those Christian pastors you listen to in those churches in Montreal North, in Little Burgundy, in Toronto, wherever you are, they're brothers. But God didn't put them over you. Unfortunately, they're leading the congregation astray. Besides even not listening to them, just don't go to church. That's it. You understand? That's the first criteria. Then again, what does it say? It says, one from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. Listen, God told you don't vote. Why? Because every single person you're voting for are not brothers. And let's say, for instance, even if you had like, what's his name in Venezuela? Cesar Chavez or Maduro, even though they're brothers, God didn't put them in that position. So being a brother is not enough. You have to be put in that position of power. And because Martin Luther King had a freaky wet dream, you think that, ain't nothing wrong voting for white people. Maybe they're looking for our best interests. 50 Cent said, yo, Trump has felonies and could still run for president. Yeah, I'm just paraphrasing. 50 Cent said something like, yeah, Trump is black now, or something like he a nigga. This is how destroy you are. You think you associate Trump being a criminal with us? We're not criminals by nature. He is. That's his people. Historically speaking, listen, they commit genocide, rape, pillage everywhere they go. We're the most peaceful people on the face of the earth. The reason why we're so violent is because, listen, what is Ecclesiastes? Let me get it real quick for you. Right? I'm not mistaken. It's Ecclesiastes 1 and 7, where it says, oppression maketh a wise man mad. Right? Let me get it for y'all real quick. Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 7, where it says, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. This is the reason why 50 Cent got shot 9 times. This is the reason why 50 says, yeah, Trump, yeah, he a nigga. Trump released a shoe, the Trump shoe, to appeal to black people. And you're so destroyed, you think, yeah, well, you know what? He's trying to do something for us. He's trying to be part of the community. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. You're so oppressed. You say dumb shit like 50. You're so oppressed. You're picking a side between Drake and Kendrick when who's benefiting from that? Our oppressor. Our oppressor. We're a laughing stock to the oppressor by us like picking a side. Okay, for argument's sake, I listen to the beef just to talk about it, but really when it comes down to it, both of them are idiots. And Kendrick saying he's an Israelite. Kendrick's not in the truth. He learned from the purple faggot. I mean, from the purple sodomites. You understand? But here's the thing. What does it say after? It says, and a gift destroyed the heart. Listen, Trump gave you a shoe and now you think he's black. What is the heart? It's not talking about the heart that's pumping blood in your chest, right? Throughout your body. No, it's talking about your mind. What gift do you know literally destroyed that heart that you have in your chest? Listen, Trudeau said, you know what? I'm legalizing weed and I'm gonna give water to the native Indians. And because you're so oppressed, he's saying, you know what? It's a good thing. He said we're gonna get clean water, which he never gave, even after 7 years, and then he's legalizing weed. He's giving you a gift that destroys your heart because you're not supposed to smoke. You're so destroyed that you don't even know you're not supposed to smoke. You understand? And you still looking at him like this, and maybe one day we're gonna get clean water. Maybe shit, Trump is a businessman. He's not that bad. He's gonna get rid of the poverty in Black America. Shit, y'all voting for someone in France as if again they're gonna clean up Martinique and Guadeloupe. Listen, they willingly poison the island. Even with a French citizenship like I have, you're still not considered a citizen. You're literally considered a sub-citizen or a monkey of the republic. That's what they say. You still think because you're so destroyed and oppressed, you still think, you know, maybe there's a chance we're going to get accepted in this oppressive kingdom. Well, let me give you this. This is Lamentations chapter 4, verse 17, right? Let me help you understand that. It says, as for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help in our watching. We have watched for a nation that cannot save us. That's talking about you. It's been 7 years y'all waiting for Trudeau to give you clean water on the reservations. He's never going to give you clean water. When was the last? There was a chemical spill in, I think it was last year in the reserves, like 30 minutes away from where I live. They claimed they didn't know what happened. Come to find out, they know what happened. They don't care. They're trying to cover it up. They can't cover it up, though. The Lord won't let them cover anything up anymore. But you're still watching, like, you know what? There's a chance they want to redeem themselves. You know, there's a chance that we'll get something. If we plead, you know, hard enough, we'll get something. If we beg hard enough, we'll get something. We'll get a drop of water. You're not going to get anything. Why? Because you're watching at a nation that will not save you. And that's because of Stockholm Syndrome. That's what you need to understand. You were kidnapped. You were put in a corner of your own house and forcibly told to stay there. You were unalived in all types of ways. And the moment that one devil comes to give you a breadcrumb to appease that little hunger that you have, you think, you know what, maybe he's not that bad. Because if he really was, he would have just let me perish. If they really were that bad, they would have exterminated all of us throughout the Americas and the Caribbeans, right? You're watching for a nation that cannot save you. They don't care. They don't. You understand? That's their spirit. They're a vile, disgusting nation. I'm not even just talking about Caucasian people. Listen, the Arabs were not better. The Arabs are not better. The East Indians are not better. We have an East Indian on a social media app, right? I call him an idiot because he don't know he's an oppressor. He said, my people never oppress nobody in the Caribbean. He's from Guyana, by the way. He said, my people only seen an opportunity to take advantage of your people, and they took it. They were smart. That was good business. Guess what was good business? When Christopher Columbus took 1,100 Taino Indians, brought them back to Spain, and only 300 survived, that was good business also. You understand? And that's the nation that you're watching, expecting something good from them. Something that will appease your worries, that will appease that pain. Listen, I don't want my pain to be appeased. I don't want no Band-Aid that will just drop off in 2 days or the next. As soon as I take a shower, the Band-Aid is gone. But the wound is, listen, I remember Command John YAHANNA was saying he was in a grocery store and someone, I think there was a Jewish person, right? I'm just going to paraphrase, that seen him with the shirt, The True Holocaust. And they were asking him about the shirt. You know, I'm just paraphrasing what he said. I think he was on Black Watch. And he was asked, like, you know, that was a long time ago. He said, yeah, but it still hurts. Slavery was a long time ago. I agree. The wound is still open. We're still bleeding. Like, even after slavery, do you know how many things that we still go through? Talking about, well, it was a long time ago. Yeah, no sweat. Well, people are still getting lynched in the South, and it's in 2024. It was a long time ago. We suffered for so many aftermath of slavery. Like, we hate each other because of you. We're on drugs because of you. I see one of my friends downtown, a high school friend of mine. Listen, you know how it hurts every time I see him? He's a full-blown drug addict. He can't even speak no sense into him now, because of all the trauma he went through. But guess what? The oppressor's at fault. I can't even blame him from the choice that he does. Like, and not in the sense where he's not responsible for his own action, but the oppressor is at fault. When I see Gadites under the bridge, some of them stay in winter under the bridge in my city, in downtown. It's our oppressor's fault. I spoke to a native sister. She would tell me, yeah, well, you know what? Some of them, they give us compensation for the clean water. They give us $100. Then we have to shut up. And if we don't, they threaten us. They say, don't leave the reserves or you get at risk of getting kidnapped, and whatever the case is. The oppressor doesn't care. But you're still watching at that nation as they could save you. And guess what? Whether you're on the reserves or not, or you're in the ghettos or not, all our children disappear. Why? Because Lamentations 4:18 says they hunt our steps, that we cannot go in our streets. Listen, we can't go anywhere. I even remember growing up, you always look left and right just to make sure you're not doing anything wrong, to not get yourself arrested. Stop, whatever the case is. Why do I have to watch my behavior? Not, you know, okay, maybe some of us are not the best example, but any young black man, like, you have to tell him, listen, for those who never had a discussion with their kids, I had a discussion multiple times with my parents, and you should have that discussion with your kids. The thing is that it came to the point where you need to have the discussion with your kids, because you're a people that is hunted in these streets. You have to let them know a certain people is going to look at you and wait for you to just, who knows, look at them the wrong way. Damn, Emmett Till apparently, which, well, not apparently, he didn't do nothing, but he got unalive because the white woman said he whistled at her. You literally can't breathe outside. The Mexicans were lynched in the South at some point because of just for being Mexican. They call it being uppity. What is being uppity in the eyes of the white man is just, you're just you. You're just you. You have your flavor. You know, you talk your talk. You walk the walk. You don't have to do anything. They'll catch you. They'll lynch you. That's it. They hunt your steps. Why? What gets hunted? Yeah, anyone in the chat, what gets hunted? As a matter of fact, what hunts and what gets hunted? Ask yourself that question. I'm going to give y'all 15, 20 seconds. What hunts and what gets hunted? Let me give y'all like 15 seconds to respond. That shouldn't even be a hard one, to be honest. If you have common sense, which is very uncommon these days, you should be able to answer. What hunts and what gets hunted? Whether you're on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, shit, just Google it. What hunts and what gets hunted? If y'all too shy to answer, no sweat. For time's sake, I'm gonna tell you: the predator hunts, the prey gets hunted. You're the prey that is seeking compassion from your predator. That's what you are. You're the prey that listen, okay. These are like foxes, because a fox is a cunning hunter, just like our oppressor. They're foxes waiting at the rabbit's den. Literally at the entrance of the rabbit's den. The rabbit can't go outside anymore. That's you. You're the rabbit. You can't go in your streets without being hunted. There's a video going viral on Instagram. It's in the city of Laval, next to Montreal, right? There's a Levite sister, a so-called Haitian. Her brother's just, chilling with his friends. They're like probably 10. Yeah, like, they brought 3 cars, probably 10, just chilling in front of their houses. Now, by the time she goes inside to see if they want some drinks, to say, no, by the time she goes inside to check her kid and go back outside to ask if anyone's thirsty, they want drinks, everyone has their hands up. Police is pointing guns at them for allegedly receiving a call about a weapon in the trunk. They were just chilling outside, not doing nothing. It literally probably took her like 2 minutes. She goes back outside, everyone hands up with their guns pointing towards them. You don't get arrested. You will never be at peace. Whoever you vote for, whatever sides you pick, you choose to pick. It doesn't matter. You think probably she never voted. I'm not saying she did. I don't know her personally. But listen, even if she go vote right now, you think it's going to change? That guns is never going to be pointed towards us? These people hunt you because they are predators and you are their prey. Stop looking for compassion from your predator. It shows how destroyed you are spiritually. Imagine the gazelle looking for compassion from the cheetah, from the leopard, the lion. You will say that gazelle is sick in the head. Blacks, Latinos, and natives are sick in the head. They suffer from Stockholm syndrome. That's the disease they suffer from. Some of those symptoms of the disease is to adhere to Christianity, to Islam, to whatever religion they adhere to. This is some of the symptoms. Other symptoms is to push for integration. Those are some of the symptoms of Stockholm syndrome. You are sick in the head, and the only remedy, the only place that you can find the remedy for that sickness is in the I.S.U.P.K. We've given you that knowledge that you reject, that medication that you desperately need is the truth that can only be found in the I.S.U.P.K, nowhere else. You understand? Now that you decide to pick a side, you need to be accountable for your actions, right? When you vote, you say, at least I have a voice, I have a saying. I feel like I did something. Well, here's the thing. To every action is a reaction, but you're expecting a reaction that you'll never get. And you're getting a reaction that should be expected, which is none. You understand? I.S.U.P.K said on TikTok, tu penses quoi d'Israël? Whatever I think about the state of Israel is irrelevant. God doesn't like these people. He doesn't give a damn. They're identity thieves. You understand? They're nothing but monstrous bastards. and freaky frogs that dig tunnels in New York. That's what they are. Le peuple qui oppresse les Palestiniens là-bas sont des usurpateurs. Ils ont usurpé l'identité du vrai peuple d'Israël, qui sont les négros latino-amérindiens, et que Dieu va les exterminer selon la Bible. So now let's get into the book of, real quick, let's get to Luke chapter 14. So you understand that some of that knowledge is that you need to count, you need to understand the ramifications of your actions. That's what it is. You need to understand the ramifications of your action, because each action has a reaction. And each action has an expected or unexpected reaction depending on what you're doing or not doing, really. And what you're expecting something good from doing something you're not supposed to. It's like, I don't understand when people say, you know, sometimes people say some stupid like, well, I smoke weed because I want to get rid of depression. So you're doing the action of smoking weed, expecting the reaction of getting rid of depression. Guess what? Once the high goes away, you're depressed again. It doesn't work. You understand? Count the cost of all your actions that you're taking. What is the cost of voting? What is the cost of trying to join? What is the cost of trying to join a people that, besides not giving a damn, that is really set a system in place that tries off of your oppression? What is the cost of that? What is the cost of being part of the system that thrives off of your oppression? You understand? Gizi said, "Je suis juste dire bonjour raciste de TikTok. No sweat, shalom." Gizi said they came on TikTok to say hi to the racists of TikTok. Shalom, no sweat. Let it be known that you're talking about me too. Now, let's go to Luke chapter 14, verse 28. So you're going to understand what I'm talking about when I say count the cost of your actions, because you're going to get a reaction from that. And it's not the one you want. It's not the one you're expecting. Luke 14 and 28 says, "For which of you intending to build a tower, sit not down first and counted the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it?" Meaning what? SHALAM kayad wan yabash shabakatha. Meaning what? Meaning, are you counting the cost? Like, what is the cost of joining a people that is suppressing? What is the cost of joining your enemies? Like, what's gonna happen when you do that? What can you expect from voting? What can you expect from integrating with a people that despises you? Like, don't you sit down and think first, like, what can we get out of it? What can we achieve from it? You're not sitting down and thinking about that with common sense. Why? Because again, in the real world, animals don't sit and think, well, what is the cost of me as a zebra trying to walk through a lion pride and think nothing is going to happen, or trying to walk and sit down with the lions and sign an agreement on not eating zebras or whatever nonsense. You're the only people that have no common sense to say, maybe we should not join the oppressor. And even if we try, what is the cost of joining a nation that literally became a nation by slaughtering us? Right? Do we have sufficient resources to try and integrate with these people? Do we have anything to spare? Like, what do we have to lose? It's like, okay, when you go, because I trade sometime, right? So when you trade, whether it's the stock market or the foreign exchange, don't invest more than you're willing to lose. That's something. Don't invest more than you're willing to lose. The problem is that Blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, we should not invest in another nation, even if it's a small investment, because we have everything to lose. Absolutely everything. Martin Luther King invested in his lust for white women, and we invested in him thinking he just wants integration. Come to find out, he just wanted to sleep with garlic goblins. After post-nut clarity, he realized he made a mistake. He didn't just tell us. He didn't tell us to, make a U-turn. He made us go forward with his ideologies. We didn't count the cost of following a soothsayer. It looked too good to be true. We didn't count the cost of just questioning Martin Luther King, who's just literally quoting Gandhi, a racist East Indian man. We didn't think twice. A lot of y'all just wanted to sleep with white women, just like he did. And what was the cost of that? Losing black businesses. And you were expecting what you were expecting is that probably you would stop getting lynched. Listen, 2024, years after integration, you're still getting lynched in the South. You didn't count the cost that you would have to. Okay, just like the Israelites integrating with any nation, you will give up your culture to adopt the other nation's culture. You didn't count the cost of that, because integration really is just a sugar-coated version of assimilation. That's all it is. And then what? You become a laughingstock. You think the Arabs are just glad that they get new Muslim devouts whenever you convert to Islam? No, they laugh at you because they know you should not be a Muslim. Really, the Arabs are some of the most racist people as well. They don't really care about who's Muslim or not. In the Muslim world, there's a hierarchy. They respect Arab Muslims. They respect Arab who are not Muslims before they would respect you, even if you convert to Islam. Arabs don't respect no niggas in the Nation of Islam. We didn't count the cost of that before converting to Islam, trying to reject white supremacy of Christianity. Count the cost before you do something. Calculate the risks. Because if we would have calculated the risk that maybe we should not join our predator, which is really just common sense, we probably would never. Black Wall Street probably would have lasted even longer. We probably still have more black businesses today. We decided to listen to a sexual deviant who had a wet dream. Luke chapter 14, verse 29. Let's continue. Lest happily, after he had laid the foundation and is not able to finish it, all that behold, it begin to mock him. Listen, we are a laughingstock. We're trying to be part of the foundation of America, Canada, of a nation that is not racist. We're trying to be part of a foundation. We're trying to build the empire that is being built off of literally our blood, sweat, and tears and bones. We're a laughingstock. Anything you don't know, listen, the other nation looking at you, still trying to integrate America, like, yo, you know these people enslaved you, right? And you're still trying to join them? You know, these people literally are still, listen, there's a clip, Nigerians are saying they don't respect black women. They just sleep with them. And you think, well, you know what? We're African. A lot of sisters, especially in the islands, they say they cannot deal with a man from the islands. They're not faithful. We're not going to get into that because polygyny is not unlawful, which we'll make a class on that. But the point is, well, they're not going to stick with you. They're going to sleep with a lot of women. I need me a Nigerian man. I need me a Nigerian king. Guess what? Your Nigerian king is saying he only sleeps with you, but he would never marry you. He's better off marrying another African woman, whether she's from Nigeria, Ghana, South, wherever she is from the land of flies. He'd rather marry a woman from the land of flies than to ever marry you. You're a laughingstock to them. You understand? That's what you are. You're trying to build back Africa. The Africans are laughing at you because they know they sold you. You know, they probably need the manpower for whatever, but they don't give a damn about you. They don't. You're trying to lay up the foundation of, what did say the Rastafarians say again? Go back to what's that land over there? Shashamani in Ethiopia. You know, the Ethiopians don't give a damn. The Ethiopians are oppressing you over there. You're too high to realize that the Ethiopians never gave a damn about you. And the land was not even for you in the first place. Right? You're trying to be part of this construction team. That's what you are. After he had laid the foundation, is not able to finish it. Listen, you're never going to be able to get any results. You're never going to be able to achieve your dream of integrating and living in the melting pot and everybody being equal. You're going to be a laughing stock. All that behold, they begin to mock him. You are a laughing stock trying to integrate with your predator. That's what it is. And that precept really could be applied to a lot of facets of life. But when it comes to us trying to join Oppressor, listen, count the cost of trying to build the empire that is thriving off of your oppression. Not only that, imagine trying to build the empire that is crumbling down. Listen, don't put your brick in. Don't put your brick in. This empire is crumbling down. There's nothing you could do to fix it. Ain't no reason to try and fix it. Ain't no reason to be part of the foundation of something that is bound to fail. It's bound to fail. You understand? It's going to be a laughing stock. So you could keep reading. Saying, this man began to build and was not able to finish. Listen, they're laughing at you. They're going to try and build up Africa. They're going to kick you out. Probably going to eat you. You're trying to integrate with the white man. You know, build a utopia of multiculturalism. All these other nations are going to oppress you. The Caucasian is not going to help you, even though you try to build up his empire. They're going to look at you and they're going to laugh at you. Like, listen, they really thought they had a chance to be equal? Don't you know that we're not equal to nobody? Don't you know we're above all people? Like, you trying to be equal is you trying to lower yourself to the same level as these disgusting heathens. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 14 real quick. We're not equal. We're set apart. We're the only people that is set apart. We're the people that is above all nations. So imagine you're above everybody. You're trying to be at the same level as the rest of the people. Now, keep in mind, if you're above everybody, being on the same level as them is meaning that you lower yourself to their level. You have laws for not being a homosexual. You lower yourself to the level now you're the biggest faggot in the world. And you're proud of that. Imagine not copying the nations, not copying the East Indians smoking weed and worshiping a transgender god with 10 arms, right? Now you're a laughingstock because people look at you with dreads and you're the highest person on the planet probably. Because you lower yourself to following the heathens. And why do you do that? Because you don't have the knowledge and you reject the knowledge, the fact that you are above all, you are the best. That's the knowledge you reject. Why? Because the Christians tell you, yo, God loves everybody. We're all the human race. We're all equal. Really, we're not. That's nowhere in the Bible. Deuteronomy 14:2 says what? For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. I don't know why we still have to break this down, right? Again, just like any young kids, It's hard for them to understand. It's hard for them to retain that knowledge. It's hard for them. Listen, probably you don't have the best attention span. Who knows? You know, but it has to be reiterated time after time. The word holy doesn't mean having a halo above your head, going to church every Sunday, especially after you went to the club Saturday. Being holy doesn't mean carrying a Bible and a cross around your neck. That's not what holy means. Holy means separate. It comes to the Hebrew kodash, which means separate or set apart. You are a people that is set apart unto the Lord thy God. God is not the God of the planet Earth. Is the God of the children of Israel only. So how can he love everybody if he's not the God of everybody? For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God, and the Lord had chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself. What is peculiar? Peculiar means special. We're not regular people. We're not just the average nation on the face of the earth. The average nation is they all sexual deviants. If you don't believe me, look at the person who spread Islam across the face of the earth. Look at all the Christians during the Crusades. Then look at the Dalai Lama. Is that how you say it? Fucking molesting little boys on camera. You don't believe me? He was sucking a little boy's tongues. That's the average heathen. This is the average people on the face of the earth. But the nation of Israel, the 12 tribes, we've been chosen to be a peculiar people for God. We're special. We're set apart, meaning we don't partake in every lasciviousness and disgusting thing that they do. We're not supposed to vote and pick a leader that God has not appointed to lead us. Above all nations that are upon the earth. Stop lowering yourself to their level. This is why you sin, because you lower yourself to the level of disgusting heathens. You decide to lower yourself to the level of people bowing down and worshiping a rock. You decide to lower yourself to the level of people worshiping a fat Chinese man. Imagine that. How does that make sense? You decide to lower yourself to the people that are known as the most murderous and sexual deviants on the earth. The Bible says, what about our oppressor? There is no such other I'm just paraphrasing. It's in Hebrews. There's no other fornicators like Esau. He's the most disgusting, vile beast on the earth, and you lower yourself to the level of these people. When you are a peculiar people to God, you're not the average nation. You are above all nation. Stop trying to integrate with everybody. Now, on the topic of integration, because we're talking about voting and trusting our oppressor and walking all hand in hands together, right? These days are over with. With the war, the famines, all the plagues that the Most High is letting loose on the planet Earth, it's all over with. People is not going to have time to focus on you. People is not going to have time to focus on the Chinese neighbor, their Arab neighbors, no, whatever the case is. No, everybody is going to focus on their own, which we should have done from the longest time. We should have never focused on any other nation but our own. But guess what? We're going back to that. Whether you like it or not, we're going back to it. It's always been that way. Just like I said, the Muslims' hierarchy is the Arab Muslims are on top, then the Arab non-Muslims are after. Meaning what? You could be a Muslim, they're still not going to give a damn about you. Why? I'm going to show you why. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 13, verse 15. Every beast loveth his like, and every man loveth his neighbor. That's for every single nation on the face of the earth. It's to each their own. We love our own, regardless. We love our own. That white woman that is walking by your side. Plus, listen, side note, I don't trust any nigga walking with a white woman by their side or any heathen. I can't. Even if I'm trying to be brotherly and say what's up, look, I'm looking at you sideways. Like, you're really sleeping with a mutt? That's damn near zoophilia. That's this. Listen, That's fornication right there. The point I'm trying to make is even that white woman that you're proudly walking with for whatever reason by your side, she loves her people more than she loves you. You can't blame her. That's natural. I expect her to love to love her people more than she loves you. There's a video we played that on the Ends podcast, right? With Captain Karathia and Officer Damgabar. The Chinese woman, she's infatuated with black men. She loves black men. She said, we look the best, we talk the best, we walk the best, we dance the best, we cook the best, we do everything the best. She would never date a black man because she can never compromise the integrity she has for her people. It doesn't matter how badly in love she is with a black man. Every Ecclesiasticus 13 and 15 said, every beast loveth his like and every man loveth his neighbor. She will never betray the Chinese race to be with a black man. She said it. I'm not making this up. Y'all go look it up. She said it. She's in love with black men. She said, I like their hair, their skin tone, everything about black men. But she would never be a traitor to her race. Unlike you Christians, unlike you who follow Martin Luther King, unlike you Pan-Africanists who rather listen to Dr. Umar talking about going back to Africa. Africans don't like you. Just in case you didn't know. Just in case you didn't know. My dad's friend, he went to Benin. I think he went to see, I forgot where he went exactly. I forget what he went to do over there. He just went on a trip, but he went around the kingdom that we established, the kingdom of Ouida over there, right? He said he was poorly treated. He never expected it. Why did he never expect to be treated badly in Africa? Because he is destroyed for a lack of knowledge. We're not Africans. We're not the same people. And every beast loveth his like, and every man loveth his neighbor. They knew he's not African. It doesn't matter skin complexion. He's not African. Listen, forget about the Africans for a second. East Indians have the similar skin complexion as you do. They're not niggas, and they know they're not. And you're not them, and you will never be. And they know it. Whether it's East Indians in India, whether in the UK, in South Africa, in Canada, in the States, in the West Indies, the dusty, nasty coolies, they despise you. They know they're not the same people. They know they will never be. And every beast loveth his like, and every man loveth his neighbor. It's time for us to love our own, and our own only. Ain't nothing wrong with loving your own. I don't see what's the issue. You're a coward, and you're scared of being called a racist. I don't care. I don't care being called by any names. That's me personally. You want to call me a racist because I say I love blacks, Latinos, and Native only, and I only cry for them? When's the last time you seen a Palestinian say, pray for Grenada, pray for St. Vincent, pray for Trinidad, pray for Martinique, pray for Jamaica? We just got hit with a hurricane. I didn't see no hashtag pray for the islands. And we're still supposed to pray for Palestine? Listen, if you do that, Lord, listen, I'm gonna look at you like you're walking with a white woman all the time. You're a concubine. You understand? You're a concubine and you're a coon. That's what you are. And I'm gonna call you out. I already called out a brother. I try to help him out. Trying to convince me that he needs to convert to Islam and this. And listen, you want to do whatever you want to do. I will never do it. I will never do it, and you shouldn't do it. He didn't want to listen. No sweat. Shalom. Yakun, shalom. Pelo Leon said, no, you can't come up, but if you have any questions or comments, put them in the chat. I'll address them. Right? Let's start to love our own as we should. All flesh consorted according to Cain. Verse 16. All flesh consorted according to Cain, and a man will cleave to his like. Listen, it's about time that we cleave to our own, that we stick with our own. The other nations, with the war that is spreading right now, they're going to stick to their own. Go on I.S.U.P.K Montreal. I put up a video. This Arab man, he's saying, with everything that's going on right now, all the Arab countries are starting to gather with their own. They're not separating themselves between Syrians and Egyptians. The point he's making is that all the Arabs are coming together and they are ready to fight. They are ready to fight. They will not let the white man step on their toes anymore. Guess what? Most High in Christ, we should do the same. We should come together in unity. As a matter of fact, it's in the Bible that we need to come together. Zephaniah 2:1, gather yourself together, O nation not desired. And you're going to have no choice but to do it. Because every single nation is getting ready for something that, listen, is unfathomable. You understand? Let's go to Isaiah real quick, 13. So Pello just showed his true colors on TikTok for those who don't know what he said. He said, your community never helped itself, and you're the first one to unalive yourselves, whatever the case is. Guess what? It's because our oppressor's fault. Like, you can blame us for however we act. You understand? When you look at it, it's because our oppressor's fault. Right? We rather call ourselves enemies and call the Arab brothers because we decide to follow Islam, not knowing that the Arabs will never be our brothers. Never. Any Muslim would never be our brothers. Never. They're looking at you sideways like, hey, for them it's a joke for you to convert to Islam. Again, they really don't care. They'd probably rather not even have you convert to Islam, really. You understand? Now, let's go to Isaiah chapter 13, verse 14. And it shall be as a chaste roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and free everyone into his own land. What is a roe? A roe is like a female deer. You see, when deers, elks are being chased, antelopes, zebra, wildebeest, what happens? They run to their own. Just like a chased animal that's in a pack. Just like a chased roe, a chased wildebeest, an antelope, every man will turn to his own people and flee everyone into his own land. It's not, listen, your utopia of multiculturalism has been over with. It's been over with. 9/11, Caucasians had a whole campaign of going to war with the Arabs, extremely. Guess what the Arabs say? Listen, we're not going to let them step on our toes. You understand? We should not let any nation step on our toes. Let's stick with our own. That's it. Let's stick with our own. Pello said, read about Mansa Musa before you talk about Islam. Listen, Mansa Musa sold us as slaves. Listen, forget about us. Mansa Musa was a traitor to his own people. F Mansa Musa. He was a traitor. Mansa Musa loved the Arabs more than he loved the Africans. Like, why would I have to observe a traitor to his own people? Make it make sense. Good night. See, this is why sometimes you can't listen to it. Not everybody should have access to social media and say stupid shit. Because this cat said, listen to Mansa Musa. Mansa Musa loved the Arabs more than he loved his own people. What can we learn from a traitor besides the fact that we should not follow a traitor? I'm just taking the fact that he's African, I'm taking it off the equation. We already know not to follow heathens. But for argument's sake, Mansa Musa was a traitor to his own people. So why should we follow after someone who's not even loyal to their own? Good night. People, not everybody should have social media. Not everybody should have social media. The point is, again, gathering together is going to be our only option. Just like every single nation is going to gather themselves together and turn to their own people and flee into their own land. We should have been knowing that, because that Bible is our knowledge. It's our moral code of conduct, our constitution that told us to not join the heathens, to not observe Mansa Musa, to not observe Muhammad, to not observe the Christians, the Buddhists, the East Indians, Gandhi, who y'all claim that he's all about peace, not knowing that he's a racist East Indian that called black people dirty monkeys. In case y'all didn't know, now you do. Go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 8. What does it say? A friend cannot be known in prosperity, and an enemy cannot be hidden in adversity. Listen, when everything's good, just like right now, everybody's your friend. People don't even realize they're at war. You'll start going to cookouts together. Next week, you're going to go to your Arab friend's birthday party. You're going to go, who knows? I hope you don't go do that. Go to a Chinese cookout. You probably be the one on the grill. But when everything seems good, you understand? Everybody's your friend. There's no famine. We all say pray for Palestine. We all trying to integrate together, trying to be part of a multicultural society, a melting pot. It sounds good. Things like you don't know who's against you when everything looks good. Everything looks, damn. Yeah, everything looks good. So you don't know who's your friend when everything looks good. But in adversity, oh, good night. In adversity, no, you're going to see who's not your friend in adversity. When shit hits the fan and every nation gathers with their own, you're going to see who's not with you and who's with you. You understand? Palestine is not your fight. Who told you to support Palestine? I never said I did, and I would never support Palestine. Like I said, when did the Palestinians ever pray for anyone in the islands when we got hit with a hurricane and got devastated? The hell with Palestine. Let Palestinians support Palestine. If you're a Muslim, wait, just go fight for Palestine. Why are you bringing your fight to social media? Take a plane to Palestine and go fight. Go with the freedom fighters. Go support the freedom fighters by doing whatever they do over there. That's it. Go do that. I couldn't care less. I'm gonna support my people and remove drugs from the neighborhood. I'm gonna tell my people, I'm gonna make my people stop killing each other. You wanna go help Palestine? Take a plane, go to Palestine, assist them, liberate the Palestinians from the river to the sea. You understand? I don't care about that. That's not my fight. Go do whatever the hell you want to do. Go to verse 9. Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 9. In the prosperity of a man, enemies will be grieved, but in his adversity, even a friend will depart. Listen. What do you say? In the prosperity of a man, enemies will be grieved. Now, that's not even the verse I want, but the point is, in the prosperity of a man, enemies will be grieved. Listen, your enemies will hate you when you do good. But that friend that you have, right, as the Bible says, you need to prove a friend, right? I don't have friends. I have family. And even people who I can call my friends, they're all in the UPK. Not in the world. The friends in the world, when shit hits the fan, they will be nowhere to be found. The friends that Christ was talking about is his own people, the people in the truth. Those friends will never depart. Officer Slaka, Captain Adariel, my camp leader, he's a friend that will never depart. Zarak, listen, Zarak forces me to accept brotherhood. He's like, listen, you're not paying for shit. I'm gonna take you out to eat. You have no choice but to accept, or we go to council. I'm like, Salak, God. You will know who's your friend or not when shit hits the fan. That's the point. Go to verse 10. Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Listen. That's what we should have learned. This is the knowledge that we don't have. That we should have never trusted our enemies. If we had the knowledge that the Bible is our book, we would have known who the enemy is. I don't see, even without the Bible, I don't see how we don't know who the enemy is. But the point is, the Bible is our book. It's our knowledge that we reject. And it tells us who our enemy is. You don't believe it? No sweat. I got you. You go to Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. Again, anyone questions or comments, put them in the chat. Right. Listen, freedom fighter, take a plane, go to Palestine, and go fight. That's all you need to do. Don't need to spam the chat with trolling. Go fight in Palestine if you want to do that. No sweat. Deuteronomy 28:68 says what? And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. So just to give you a little context of it, right? We're not going to go through it today, but Deuteronomy 28 is the curses that will befall upon the Israelites for disobeying the Most High, right? Where we shall be brought into Egypt, meaning into captivity, or the house of servitude, which is just slavery, again by the way of ships, meaning by boat. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. So we won't see our land again, you know, just like we didn't see our land after being brought over here in the Americas and the Caribbeans for a very long time. That's what it means. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Now ask yourself, who did we get sold to? I know you're gonna say white people. I know. It's common sense, right? Well, guess what? The Arabs had us as slaves as well. We were sold into the Arabs. We were sold into the Caucasians. We were sold into the Africans, the Persians, the so-called Iranis, the Iranians, however you want to say it, had us as slaves as well. The list goes on. These nations, every single non-Israelite nation is your enemy. Just know that. And what we just read in Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 10, never trust thine enemy. Not don't trust it sometimes, from time to time, every now and then. It says, never trust thine enemy. You should never trust any other nation that is not an Israelite nation. Even then, listen, I don't even trust Israelite considered Gentiles. When I say that, I mean, we should have never trusted Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King is the definition of a Gentile. Why? Because he decided to follow after the heathens. Same as Dr. Umar Johnson. Listen, if they're not with us, they're against us. They're with the people that are against us, so they're not with us, which means they're against us. Never trust thine enemy. We said, Sabrina said, who is the enemy of the white? Everybody, apparently. Nobody loves Caucasian people anymore. All nations are rebelling against the Caucasians. It's inevitable. This is why everybody is starting to reject America. It's just a matter of time till quote unquote shit hit the fan. I'm going to show you that nobody likes these people anymore. Right? Respond to that. Let me respond to that question, and then we'll get back to we'll go to Proverbs 17 and 17. This is Obadiah chapter 1, verse 1. This is to respond to Sabrina's question on TikTok. Right? The vision of Obadiah, thus said the Lord God concerning Edom. Who's Edom? Edom is another name for Esau. And Edom is the forefather of the Edomites, who are known today as the Caucasian race. Or what you said, the whites. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Rise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Listen, the Edomites are going to go fight with everybody, and they're despised by everyone. Let me show you where it says they're despised by everyone. Obadiah 1 and 2. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. Believe it or not, nobody loves Caucasian people. It has nothing to do with them being white. They're just evil, wicked monsters. That's it. They're evil, wicked monsters. Everywhere they go, they commit genocide, they pillage, and they rape men, women, and children. You understand? That even when it says that they will be exterminated, that's in verse 9 of Obadiah, right? And 10, it has nothing to do with them being white with blonde hair and blue eyes. Who cares about how they look? Drake's son looks like a little white boy with blonde hair and blue eyes. He's not despised by God. He's of the people that God loves. Your features and skin complexion has nothing to do with you being a criminal. It's just, I wouldn't even say merely the description of the people who are criminals. It's not my fault if that's what happens. Not even all Caucasians have blonde hair and blue eyes. But they're greatly despised and God doesn't like them, not for being Caucasian. They could have been the green man as far as I know. God would have despised the green man for his actions, for slaughtering the nation of Israel. You understand? So I hope I answered your question. Everybody despises them. Right? But we're short on time, so we might do a part 2 next week. But let's go real quick to Proverbs chapter 17 and 17. Real quick. Now we're back on the friends, right? Where you're going to understand who's your friend when shit hit the fans. Your friends that you have in the world that you grew up with in high school, they're going to leave you. Your best friend with a Chinese man, listen, when China goes to war, Lord be with you. You will know whether or not he's your friend. You will find out real quick. Proverbs 17 and 17, a friend loveth at all times, and a brother is born in adversity. He's not going to love you at all times. When he has to pick a side, just like that Chinese woman who would never compromise the integrity of her people, she doesn't love black men at all times, only in her dreams, maybe, in her imagination. When it comes down to it, she said she would always go for a Chinese man. When it comes down to it, the Arabs are gathering together, which they should. It's nothing wrong with that. When shit hits the fan, they're not going to love you at all times. They're not. Every man will run into his own country. There's nothing you can do about it. Multiculturalism been over with. And we've been doing our job by warning you of what's going to happen. You're just so much of a stubborn people that you don't want to listen. You still want to live in that I have a dream about little white boys hand in hand with little black girls and little black boys with little white girls. Listen, Martin Luther King was really saying that he had a dream about him as a black man being in the same bed as multiple white women doing disgusting things. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. And you fell for it. Because you're so destroyed, it sounds so good that you don't want to reach it. Listen, the truth hurts. You'd rather listen to a sweet lie than to the bitter truth. That's really what it is. That friend that you think is going to hold you down forever will not love you at all times. The friend that will love you at all times are those brothers who you will have in your adversity, in your tribulations, are only found in the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Commanding General YAHANNA is the friend that will love you at all times, and he is the brother that will be there for you in all your adversities and tribulations. General Mahaiman, all the generals and the captains and the officers, you understand? And the truth, listen, the only people that will love you at all times will be us. Listen, when we do our food drive, some people probably going to spit in our face the next day. They're going to say, you know what? These cult Negroes, I mean, they gave us clothes, but I can't be with them. I can't walk hand in hand with them. I can't agree with them. No sweat. We'll be back in a week and give you more clothes and give you more food and invite you to the cookout. Matter of fact, the next cookout is going to be from the 1st to the 4th of August in Detroit. I'm probably going to see a nigga on the block later on today who I have a disagreement with. I'm going to tell him, listen, come to the cookout. Next class, come to class. Let me be your friend that loves you at all times and the brother that will be here in your adversities and tribulations. General Hyman gave me some counsel and told me, listen, people who don't want to listen, F them. I said, kind of what kind? But maybe I'm going to be that nigga that brings you into the truth and be like, you know what? You see, I told you. Regardless, you want to argue with me about you want to be a Muslim and we can't be brothers if I'm not Muslim, no sweat. Guess what? In your adversity, the Muslims will reject you. They're probably going to put you on the front lines with a vest strapped to your chest. Pray you understand. As a brother in your adversities and tribulations, I'm going to suffer with you. You know, I won't push you on the front lines with a vest rigged to your chest. Believe it. We are those friends that will love you at all times in the Israelite school of universal and practical knowledge. Why do you think? Listen, that class shows you that I love you because I'm trying to get you to change. I'm trying to get you to understand that you should leave every single nation alone and come back home. And if I didn't love you, I would just say, you know what? You don't want to listen? Shalom. I'm not going to teach class ever again. Nobody ever wants to listen. They want to be stubborn. No sweat. I'm going to leave it alone. La. We're doing, you know what? I could do 1,000 other things right now. I could be playing video games right now. I could be doing whatever. We do it because we love our people. It's our job. It's our job, you understand, to lead a people that has been misled. We are the light. Listen, I keep saying this. The ISUPK is the light in a dark tunnel where you're surrounded by shiny things that you gravitate to. We let you know that these are not the light. We are the light. To get you to exit out of that darkness. You understand? We should not trust any other nation ever. Right? All these nations, they don't want no good for you. They're here to oppress you. And by you trusting the nations and then you get disappointed, you realize, well, damn, I'm ashamed of myself. Maybe I should have never done that. Right? Let me show you that. This is Isaiah chapter 30, right? Before I read the precept, there's another question in the chat. Sabrina said, so an innocent white baby is your enemy. Listen, God's enemies are my enemies. Let's get that first, right? Let's get that first. God's enemies are my enemies. And I'm going to show you what's going to happen to the little white babies, as this is what you call them. Those innocent little white babies are not innocent. They're born with white privilege. They benefit from a system of oppressing my people. Hey, Shalom, Saran, Yabash, Shabakatha. For tuning in, Captain Ashapariam in the building. But let's get Psalms 83 real quick. Let me answer your question, Sabrina. Psalms 83, it says, keep not thy silence, O God. Hold not thy peace and be not still, O God. Right? Let's see about, I'm just giving you verse 1 for context, but let's jump directly. Yeah, right there. Verse 2 said, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult. It's talking about God's enemies making a tumult. What is a tumult? It's just they're making noise. They're making a ruckus. They're agitated. And they that hate thee have lifted up their head. Now keep in mind that those enemies of God hate him. Right? Keep that in mind because I'm going to show you about how should we feel about, the people that hate God. Right? Verse 3, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. Throughout the Bible, like I said, I'm just going a bit fast for time's sake, right? They have taken crafty counsel, meaning they're being cunning on how to deal with the people of God. The people of God are the 12 tribes of Israel, the Israelites, right? They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. that has cut them off. They're planning for us to never remember that we're the children of Israel. They have us being Christians. They have us integrate with everybody. They have us adopt their culture, whatever the case is. You know, I'm just being quick because for time's sake, we're about to end the class. I'll break it down next week on part 2. Let me jump right there, right? Verse 5, the tabernacles of Edom. So it's talking about the enemies of God, the tabernacles of Edom. Again, Edom, the forefather of the Edomites, or what is known as the Caucasian race today, is part of the enemies of God. Meaning what? That little white baby, the little so-called quote-unquote innocent, as you say, white baby you're talking about, is an enemy of God. I didn't choose for him to be an enemy of God. I don't make the rules. Those people are the enemies of God. I don't make the rules. Would I wish or not that he was an enemy of God? I couldn't care less. Personally, I don't make the rules. I couldn't care less. It's not my business. That sounds like a personal problem to me. You understand? So be it. And then again, you say he's a little white innocent baby. No sweat. Listen, how many of us so-called innocent blacks, Latinos, and Native were born into slavery? Weren't we not innocent? How many so-called innocent blacks, Latinos, and Native babies got their head bashed on a tree trunk or a stone, or fed to alligators, or just thrown in a hot boiling water cauldron? How many of us were just thrown in the fire? How many of us innocent little black babies were fed to dogs? How many, Sabrina? If you could answer me. Or maybe it doesn't matter, or that was a long time ago. Well, let me show you something for those little white innocent babies that are probably born today, will be born tomorrow, or in a week, or in a month, in a year. Isaiah 14:21 says, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers. They're going to pay. They're going to pay because Napoleon reinstilled slavery in the French West Indies. They're going to pay because 2/3 of the slaves in Canada were natives. They're going to pay because the babies in the South, especially in Florida, were used as gator bait in the most gruesome way possible. Little Karen, little Cody, you understand? What's the other white names? Little Bryce, right? They're all going to pay for the iniquity of their fathers. They could be the greatest white person ever that never harmed a fly, that never killed an ant. No sweat. They could be descendant of the Caucasians that helped black people run away in the Underground Railroads. They're all guilty. Just like we pay for the sins of our forefathers, they'll pay for the sins of their forefathers as well. I don't make the rules. I abide by them. That's it. If you have to pay for the iniquity of your forefathers, hey, listen, aren't we all equal? Shouldn't we all get the same treatment? I mean, we're paying. Why shouldn't you pay? Like, what exempts you from paying for the iniquity of your forefathers? What makes you special? Then again, like I said earlier, why is it always about white people? Why not try to save the Chinese? Why not trying to save the East Indians? Why not trying to save the Arabs? Out of all the little so-called innocent babies, why does it have to be the little white innocent baby? Listen, Caucasians done a number on us. They've done a number on the whole world. You understand? And they're going to pay for that. Let me get you one last precept. And we're going to end the class. We do a part 2 next week. Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. Everybody is mourning right now because Caucasians are in power. When we'll be ruling and we'll be in authority, everybody will rejoice. Isaiah chapter 1 and 2 says that the heathens will be our slaves. They will be happy slaves. They will not be gator babies. You understand? You will not just cut their heads off for fun just to see which sword is the sharpest. They used to do that. In Cuba, in Puerto Rico, Christopher Columbus had head chopping contests to see which sword is the sharpest. And guess what? Those little white Spaniard babies are not innocent. They are guilty by association. They are guilty by affiliation. They benefit from all the blood that was spilled throughout the Americas and the Caribbean. They're not innocent. If you receive stolen goods, you're not innocent. So when you say that those little innocent white babies, there's little innocent Arab babies, little innocent East Indian, Iranians, Chinese, none of them are innocent. All of them profit from the blood that was spilled from my ancestors. And just a side note before I end the class and I'll go to the security announcements. Remember this, in Canada right now, Montreal especially, they're trying to remind us that years ago, there was a genocide. 6 million people were unalived, and they feel the need to remind us that every year. No sweat. If they feel to remind us that every year with images about what happened, for you to feel some type of empathy, some sadness, some compassion for them. Have the liberty and feel free to remind them that a genocide was committed since 1492. Show them the images. Openly talk about it. Right? They want to talk about people being thrown in ovens. Our people were literally being thrown in ovens too. And 6 million was barely a drop in a bucket compared to 100 million of us. You know, but shit, don't quote me on that. Look it up, I guess. Look up the images. Look up what he used to do in the French West Indies when he used to douse us with pig's blood and then throw us in the pit with hungry dogs that they didn't feed for a week. Remind them of that next time they want to talk about a genocide that happened during World War II. Tell them that the true genocide, the true Holocaust happened in 1492. And with that said, we'll keep going next week, right? Everyone tuning in to WADA. Everyone could tune into One West online classes on YouTube. We're going to have General Mahaiman's scripture breakdown right now, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You understand? And next Monday, we'll go back to the history classes in French, taught by myself, to 500 Barakiala, the Brotherhood class. Tuesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as well. Thursday will be in English, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll see you next time, Israel. Shalom. We are the I.S.U.P.K, so at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander Joe YAHANNA, rule for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They're here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, a teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if your brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After the 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry, tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. Means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you'd like. Upcoming holy convocation, we have the memorial of blowing of trumpets, which will be Wednesday, October 2nd, 2024. You can read more about it in Leviticus chapter 23, verse 24 to 25. Reminder to all Akim and Aquatim to check the bulletin board in the hallway of the school if they have a physical location. And if any brother wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. With that, so we'll give a courtesy salute to the brothers and a courtesy salute to the sisters, men of Israel. Imajim, which means to stand, we'll give a courtesy salute to the brothers, men of Israel. Imajim Shabbat. Imajim, Barak, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Barakatham, meaning Yahweh in the name of who you call Christ, Yahweh Shai, bless y'all. Yajamatha, which means hands down. We give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Sar, which means to turn. So turn and face the sisters. We'll give them a courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Imajim Shabbat, Imajim, Barak, Yahweh Shamar Alathan Ba'Shem Yahushai, means Yahweh watch over y'all in the name of who you call Christ, Yahweh Shai. Yajamatha means hands down, class dismissed.
Get ready for an unforgettable experience at the Midwest Fire Weekend from August the 1st to the 4th. Join us as we bring together all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians under one banner for 4 days of powerful brotherhood and sisterhood.
I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived, they don't know how I did it. Got it.
Day 1 kicks off with the Round Table of Truth podcast featuring Captain of 13,000 Mauaquai. Also, we will be having a breakfast and sip event at 12355 Gratiot Avenue, Detroit, Michigan. Then, we will be having scripture breakdown with none other than 12 Shield General Muhammad from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Then later, we will be having game night. On August the 2nd, we will be having a street teaching and a food and clothing giveaway at the Detroit Transit Center from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Then you can join 13 Shield Commanding General YAHANNA for a powerful discussion. Are demons real and are they among us? From 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. After that, we will be having late night activities at our bar on 21530 Gratiot Avenue. On August the 3rd, we will be visiting the Charles H. Wright Museum from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. And join us at the Action Impact Gun Range from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. We having an album release party at Flood's Bar and Grill for none other than Captain of 13,000 of Clyde Albright. Then, last but not least, we will be having the 7th annual Midwest Barbecue at Chandler Park from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. This is not like any other barbecue you ever been to. Bring your children, bring your family and friends. It's free food and it's a safe environment.
If some ain't on it, what is it?
Also, get you a room at our hotel for special rates. Book now for a comfortable stay close to all of the action.
Purchase your tracks today.
Support the Midwest Fire Weekend by donating to our GoFundMe. Visit the GoFundMe link in the description or scan the QR code to make a difference.
Boston, it made niggas regroup. Had to shed light on the false image. I.S.U.P.K whole court. Now who the fuck won scrimmage to?
We're getting ready to have a Midwest Fire Weekend.
The I.S.U.P.K Chicago coming at you once again to let you know about the